DegloireSpace signing in. You hear people saying, "You're the prize, you're the reward." Even I've said it a few times in some of my videos. And then I thought, hey, hold on a moment. What if when you're hearing it, you think I mean entitled? Be very careful. If when somebody says to you, worthy, you think it means entitled, you will lose worth. You will lose value. It's a very thin line between you're worthy and you're entitled to everything. You're worthy means I can give it a go. I will try to get this. I will strategize around it. Whereas you're entitled means this is mine. And if I don't get it, it means something's wrong. Something's broken. When you're thinking about your worth, you give it a go. And if it doesn't work, you try again and again and again. Every time re-strategizing, having a new plan. To you, this is a puzzle and you're trying to get a way around it. You focus on the goal, not on the doubt. Entitled people, when they don't get something, it shocks them. They pause. Their strategy was to intimidate their way through. While that may work sometimes, this kind of strategy assumes that the person in front of you is someone who lacks confidence or misunderstands. It's basically a clash of egos. And I can't deny that that has gotten some people far in life, where they get somewhere without earning their way there, without growing. They can rely on things like race. The other person assumes a particular stereotype or identity, and then they take advantage of it. Could be because of race, could be because of gender, could be because of what family they belong to. It could also be what qualification that they have. You know, some people will just pull out a big university name, and the other person sees that on the resume and feels, oh, they must be worthy. But let me tell you, it won't get you far. One day you will be checked. One day you get slapped in the face if you use entitlement. And that day always comes soon. And the assumptions that they had will crumble. And somebody will see right through you that you're just acting entitled. And entitled doesn't mean you're worthy. Whereas when you know you're worthy, your mannerism, you're not pushy. You have the confidence that what's yours will be yours. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of growth. You know that all can be had. Settling is not one of your options. Entitlement, however, is always borrowed. You might have been born to a family that as you were growing, they told you you're amazing, you're great, you deserve it all. You don't know why, but you got told that. You haven't actualized the worthiness, but you think, hey, if my family thought that, everybody else should think that too. And generally, if somebody doesn't value you, you'll classify them an enemy. You might have been born into a race that think they are superior to the others. Could be your color, could be your heritage, could be your culture, could be your religion. All of these things that you never strived for, you were just labeled. You inherited all these things through speech. Somebody told you, it sat in your head, and then you just thought, oh, that must be it. You're going to heaven because you belong to this group. So that must be it. And how you know that it's not it is because if somebody challenges you, a mere challenge, because you're standing on quicksand, you get very defensive. Worthiness cannot be transmitted to you. It's a journey that you have to go through. Every person must work on their own worth. And in that domain, your color doesn't mean anything. Your culture, your religion, all of those things don't mean anything. Because, hey, I'm willing to bet you can share those things with idiots. I'm sure you've seen people of your culture who are idiots. You've seen people of your religion who don't have a clue. Whereas worthiness is strived for. It's a discovery that you got to make about yourself because you are worthy, but you haven't discovered it for yourself yet. There's an intention behind it. And when you are worthy and you get challenged, naturally you don't budge. You've put in hard work. You are very, very deep-rooted in what you know and what you are. You know what it's taken for you to achieve this worth in yourself. Those who get their worth with a word will lose it with a word. But you've invested in your worth. You're so sure of it, you've touched it. It's real motivation, not just motivation that you borrow from listening to a hype song. So what to do? Firstly, know that inherited worth isn't real worth. That's like spices and sugar. Yeah, after you've achieved the battle, you can say, my grandfather was so-and-so. After you've won, you say that, not before. Inherited worth, that sense of who you are, that is a starting point, not an end. You can't keep coming back and saying, this is what I've inherited. You haven't done anything. It's a starting point that should lead you to search for your real sense of worth. You could be from any culture, any religion, whatever you are, question it. On your journey, are you going to get set back? Are you going to get resistance? Naturally. People will make you feel bad for questioning them, for questioning things that they consider sacred and things that are unquestionable. You don't question those things they tell you. You don't question entitlement. That's what entitlement is built on. If you question their entitlement, they'll crumble. So of course they're going to make rules so that you don't question them. And it's uncomfortable when you question, because that's what people are trying to avoid, that sense of struggle when you wish to change or develop, even if it's for the better. People would rather stay where they are than to put themselves in that discomfort. Growth is a struggle. And from your end, you shouldn't be questioning to challenge people. Question to understand. Question because you're curious. That is the whole key. Any change, any growth you're going to make, it all begins with curiosity, genuine curiosity. There's a difference between I'm doing this because I want to be better than other people, or because I see a horizon and I want to cross that horizon. Very big difference. In one domain, you're looking at people and your eyes are not seeing that horizon. So how will you ever cross what you don't see? Now, let me warn you that when you first start off on this journey, you might feel guilty. You'll feel like, those things, am I even meant to question these things? Since I was a kid, I was told that these things are unquestionable. And that's exactly where the guilt comes from. You've been programmed like this since you were a kid. It's not because questioning them is bad. It's because it's a rhythm you've been on since you were a kid. And then when you question them, you're kind of breaking that rhythm. So you're feeling like, my world is being broken. That's normal. Don't worry about it. That's good for you. Remember, when you were a kid and you were developing, these things were coming into you. So you were accepting these things. This is the first programming you had. So you found safety in those ideas as a kid. And that's fine, because you have no choice over that. That's just the product of your environment. That's exactly what we want to go beyond. That we're no longer just products of that environment. We can go beyond. Think of it like when you were told that the tooth fairy existed. It's fine to believe in the tooth fairy when you're 7, when you're 6, because it kind of gives you that, it gives you a hope, gives you an imagination. But if you're going to keep believing in it when you're 30, hey, we got problems, because you're going to be waiting all night. And that tooth that you've had under your pillow for 20 years is still there. Think of it also like your hardware requires upgrade. And that's what questioning is doing to you. It's upgrading your hardware. We're basically saying that the software has advanced, and in order to play that new software, we need to upgrade. The graphics that you're going to be playing right now, the old Atari or Super Nintendo from the early or late 80s and early 90s, they're not going to play that graphics anymore. You need a PS5. So bear with the guilt for a while and attack the guilt with honesty. Tell the guilt, hey, I'm being honest. I don't deserve this. Look at yourself and say, are you genuine with your questioning? If somebody told you that the earth was flat and you saw a picture of the earth as a sphere, if you question it, is that genuine? Of course it is. You saw something that made you doubt. So what do? You research, you keep going. And remember, You're not questioning because you want to be difficult, but rather you're questioning because you feel it. If you don't feel the questions, then don't ask them. But if you're not asking questions, don't stand in the way of those who do ask questions. Let them develop. Let them find new paths. Let them cross new horizons. DegloireSpace signing out.